Good morning. This is Ozarks Fox AM.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Ozarks Fox AM. I'm Jeremy Rabe with my sweet, dear friend of many years who I just adore from iPour Life, Julie Milbauer. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for having me.
Do you remember the first time we ever met?
I do. We met over an event. Oh, gosh, it's been, I don't even know how many years ago now.
No, wait, didn't I meet you at a restaurant? We had a lunch meeting first?
We did.
Okay, yes.
Well,
I was thinking,
we met
I
for
was
lunch
going,
about the event.
Yes. I was going specific, okay? Julie, I need specifics of how we met. I believe it was the Applebee's.
Applebee's.
Up at Division and Glenstone, right?
Well, Kearney and Glenstone.
Kearney and Glenstone.
Yes.
Kearney and
Yes.
Glenstone. Yes, see, she's got a better memory than me. Had a wonderful lunch with her, and we've been friends ever since, and have worked together and done things. An amazing lady, amazing story. And by the way, too, you work for iPour Life.
I do.
And I know we're going to get into what that is, but just give a quick overview to the viewers before we get into details later.
iPour Life is a nonprofit here in Springfield. We serve older at-risk youth throughout the state of Missouri. Most of our youth, or a good portion of them, are those that are probably going to age out of foster care or have already aged out, meaning they're going to leave foster care without family. So we work with them to help them become self-sustainable adults.
That is amazing. It's amazing. I'm always shocked and amazed how many organizations and how many great charities we have in Springfield dedicated to the youth, because I didn't know it was such an issue until I got to know people like you and with other great organizations that are like, the numbers are staggering.
They are staggering, and we are very fortunate in this area to have so many organizations. And, you know, a lot of times people say, oh, well, there's all these that do. They don't all do the same thing. They're all doing a part, and the end result we want is all for these kids to have great lives.
Yes.
So that's what we're all working for.
And you're breaking a cycle, hopefully.
That is the absolute goal. Break those generational cycles so that these youth go on to not repeat the things that have happened to them.
And by the way, last week, my good friend Jennifer Creed was co-hosting, who we're also good friends with.
Yes.
Who also, Julie and Jennifer threw me a surprise birthday brunch, which was amazing. And Jennifer Creed, you know, has that amazing story, and she did break that cycle. She is proof of that.
Absolutely did. She has an incredible story of, you know, foster care to successful business owner, and that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see happen with these youth. So many times they just don't have the opportunities, and, you know, if they age out of foster care, they don't have mom and dad usually to go back and get that extra help from that, you know, our kids would have. So we want to prepare them. We want to wrap a community around them. And when they come to iPour Life, they're not our clients, they're our family.
Yeah.
And that's the way we work with them.
That's one of the things that struck me, is because my family is so tight. When you were talking about, at an event, we were talking about how they don't have anybody, like, who do you call in the emergency?
Right.
Who do you call when you need? I was like, I'm just so used to calling my mom and dad, or my aunt, or my grandma. They have nobody, and that just, like, it struck me. And Julie and Jennifer know I'm a crier. Here's the thing, you don't want me hosting your event because I cry. Guys, that's the issue. I get called out because I get so emotionally involved and invested in these stories that I'm just like, we gotta help these people, we gotta help. We gotta do it.
And sometimes it's hard not to, but the great thing is when you see those stories unfold and they break down those barriers that they've had, and then you see when they've had the success, and there's nothing that warms your heart more than that.
Yeah, and hearing the success stories makes it all worthwhile.
Absolutely.
Which is good. And okay, so now, brief on you now, your life. Where do you live? Like, what town?
I live out in Fair Grove.
Do you have some land?
We've got 10 acres out there of peace and quiet. Just we sit back, surrounded by fields and woods, and
Which is perfect.
absolutely love it.
Do you have any animals?
We have 6 dogs, and I've lost track of how many cats.
Well, when you live out in the country, too, you kind of acquire cats, especially.
Well, we have. They just kind of randomly show up. We get an occasional possum in the garage, and last night I think I counted about 8 deer in the front yard.
Oh, that's my favorite part.
Love
and
it.
didn't your hubby tell me recently, too, like, you guys love renovating and you're working on the house?
We just finished a big remodel. We worked on it. We had a contractor come in from like March till October and did a huge addition to the house and remodel. So
How's it look?
beautiful. We love it. Still work to do. He works on it every day while I'm at the office. So
Hi, if you're watching. Well, we're going to get to know Julie a little bit better in the show, and we're going to talk about an amazing event coming up for iPour Life with an amazing speaker whose story, I mean, I was watching his video crying. That's how, you know how I am. Amazing story. But first, let's check in. Oh, look, it's Natalie and Jesse today over there. What?
Hey.
Oh,
It's us.
I love it. What a pleasant surprise for headlines today.
Yeah. Got a couple things for you here. The first comes from the world of streaming. All right. The recent Disney Plus price hike apparently didn't seem to have much of an impact on retaining customers. So, are we Disney Plus people here? We have Disney Plus.
No.
No?
I
No Disney
refuse.
Plus. Okay.
You refuse.
We'll get into that in
Long
just a
story.
moment. So the recent price hike didn't really shy away people from keeping their service. The streaming service announced just a $3 hike back in December. It was part of a rollout for its ad-supported tier. Now, according to new data from subscription analytics firm Antenna, 94% of Disney Plus subscribers, they said that they stayed. 94% of subscribers stayed. The data
Wow.
suggests there could be room for further price hikes, though.
What?
Yeah. They're like, well, if you're going to stay around for just a $3, maybe we can squeeze a couple more bucks out of you. Now, YouTube TV, which a lot of folks may be watching us on right now, they just had their first price hike in about 3 years, going from $65 to $73.
Dollars?
Yes, per month.
I asked the
Yes.
same thing.
YouTube TV is like, you get all the channels you would on cable, satellite. It's like a
really?
full TV service.
You do this.
I'm a YouTube TV guy. Get
And you feel
satellite
like
and
it's
cable
worth
out of
the
here for
money?
me. For me, I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's worth it.
You don't get tied up into a contract. I'm not an advocate of anybody, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying that's what I do.
I have so many
contract,
questions
no
for you,
nothing.
Jesse, then. So you took the pay raise to 73, but that doesn't include like Netflix, right? Or Hulu?
No,
or
no. And
any
I
other
don't.
streaming services?
I think I have Peacock. I have someone's Netflix account. And
He's
Wait,
honest.
do you pay for Peacock?
I do,
Okay.
yes, because
Oh, you're right. Like that. I don't know if that's worth it.
WWE is
Oh,
on
I
Peacock,
gotcha.
So I'm a big wrestling fan. It's well documented on this program. So yeah.
Oh, Jesse.
Jeremy, what's the beef with Disney Plus?
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
By the time Disney Plus came out, I already have so many paying streaming
fair
subscriptions.
enough.
I was just
Do
like,
another
I'm done.
one.
I can't.
Yeah.
I
Do another
refuse
one.
to do another one because
Gotta
it
draw
seems
the
like
line.
every day they're coming out with another streaming service.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to draw the line somewhere.
Yep. We just need to get that Blockbuster streaming service going.
Now that
And we can.
I am in.
Sign up
Yeah.
for that
Because I
one.
was trying to think. So I have Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Paramount
You're
Plus,
basically paying
Peacock.
for-
I mean, I have all of these. I mean, and that's just I'm trying to go through my TV, all my apps. I'm trying
Yeah.
to
I
remember.
have Netflix.
Well, I have someone's password.
But I'm just saying I can't pay for any more.
Right. We've got,
No.
I think, 4 or 5 different ones, and we're the same way. It's like that's.
You probably don't even realize, and you're paying for them, and you don't even know anymore.
Oh, Apple TV.
Oh, okay.
Apple TV Plus.
Oh, yeah.
Came with my iPhone and I never touched it. So I did because I watched the morning show.
Yeah. I
Which
would
was
like to see
good.
that.
Which is good. Season 3 coming out.
Oh, when?
Yeah, end of this year.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, well, I have our next headline
Please do.
for us. And today is National Down Syndrome Awareness Day. Do you guys know this?
I have a cousin with Down syndrome and they didn't call me.
Okay, well, it's his turn.
Okay, I'm gonna call him then.
Call him. And in honor of that day, we wanted to share with you a painting one of our viewers brought by. And I'm going to turn it to the camera so you guys can see. Trent Siebel, actually, Bud is the one who painted this of his brother around a year ago. I did a story with Trent. Now, Trent is 56 years old, and he really has quite the life story. His parents were missionaries, so he grew up in India. He currently lives here up in Springfield. He wakes up super early, and I hear he's an avid fan of the show. When he saw this morning on Daybreak, he cried happy tears because we showed his painting. Do we have the video pulled over possibly from last year? Okay, this is the Randy Bacon Art Gallery. He did a full exhibit on people with Down syndrome. It was just gorgeous. And of course, Trent's picture was there. Riley Hester was another one we did. And it was so touching. And I got to do the story. That's Trent and his sister. And he said, I asked which picture he liked best in the gallery, and he pointed to his because he likes that he looks older with the mustache. You know, he looks older and well distinguished, I
Yes,
guess. So
yes.
I just thought this
I
picture was
love it.
beautiful. His
I
brother
love that.
named it Entertained Angels Unaware because he feels like his brother with Down syndrome probably has a foot in heavenly realm that we just don't understand.
I believe that 1,000%. We've
Yeah.
said that about my cousin Landon, who's been on the show. Landon came with my Aunt Betty last year.
Oh, yeah.
He is when you talk about people who have the kindest hearts,
Yeah.
it's people with Down syndrome.
Yes.
He went from a very young age. What he wants people to do is hug.
Yeah.
So if I enter a room and he's there with his mom, he takes my hand and takes it to my Aunt Betty. and wants you to hug. Then he takes you to every person in the room,
Yeah.
and you can't do anything until you start hugging.
Actually,
You have to
Bud
hug
said
everybody.
the same thing.
I
He
love
said,
it.
I hope everyone can get a Down syndrome
Oh,
hug
that's
this
sweet.
week.
And that's such a
exactly
big
what he
thing.
told me.
And not to brag, but my cousin Landon, when he was born, did make the National Down Syndrome calendar.
Oh,
Because he's that cute.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Not to brag on my little cousin, but
how cute. Well,
he's
runs the
amazing.
family.